Hi, first grade. Have you ever had a time where you've gone on a walk and done something pretty ordinary, like, just going for a wander, but on the walk you may have discovered something pretty extraordinary? I wonder if that's been the case for you. So, for example, maybe you've been walking along on a regular walk and you've come across something like a whole bunch of mushrooms that have popped out of the ground, and you thought, they weren't there yesterday, but now, boom, they've popped out of the ground. Or maybe you've been for a walk and the first time you've noticed little buds coming out at springtime. Those sort of things happen when we do ordinary things and then something extraordinary happens. Well, my favorite is when you're going down the street and you've been down that street so many times and then suddenly you see a building which is being demolished and you just want to stay and watch it because it's so interesting. We did that one time and I couldn't keep walking with my son. I had to stay there. I wonder if you can think of something extraordinary that you've done. Pause the video and think about with your parents. What's something I've done that's really interesting and extraordinary? Today's story is called My Vivid Town. Vivid. Straight away, I see the word vivid. And this is a word I may not have ever heard before. The great thing about this story is the whole story tells you what the word vivid means. And it may take you all week to build up a picture of what vivid means. Just like when you don't understand a concept like faithfulness, you have to build up that concept of what the word and understand what the concept means. So it's going to take us time to understand this word. It's not a word we can just pop out like that and say, oh, that's what vivid is. Vivid is something that needs to be seen in a number of different places. So as we read this book, we're going to explore that. First, though, let's take a look at the front cover. We're going to use the words, use the pictures, use our schema to find out what comes next. So I see My Vivid Town. I see two kids kind of happily looking out the window, maybe on a bus. I see lots of traffic wandering by. Wonder what they're looking at. Maybe there's a parade. Maybe this is a story about a parade. Or maybe this is a story about just a fun trip on a bus. I don't know. It doesn't give me a lot of details. But I'm thinking they're probably doing something interesting. What do you think? Pause the video and take a think about what you think could be happening. Today I'm going to introduce you to some vocab. And all we're going to do with these words today is just sound them out. Because apart from a couple of sounds, all of these words are decodable. Wow, really? Yes. You can see that there are sounds in each of these words, and all of these sounds are going to make the sounds that they should make. Apart from the ER, we need to watch out for that. When you see an R-controlled vowel, it actually makes a different sound. So apart from that one, all of these sounds should make the right sounds. I can also see there's one more we need to talk about. Other than that, we're going to sound out these words, and what I want you to do is pause the video, and you're going to try and sound out these words all by yourself before we start the story today. Give it a go. Okay, so here you can see ER makes the sound er. Here you can see OW makes the sound ow. Sometimes it makes the sound O. In this case, it makes the sound ow. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to say O. And ED is an ending to the word hiss, and we know that it makes the sound ed. But sometimes it can make the sound d, t, or ed. In this case, h, I, s, t. We have to hear what it sounds like when we say it. Hissed, hissed. Does it make d, t, or id? Hopefully you sounded some of these words out. I'm not going to help you very much today, but I am going to help you tomorrow. We're going to look at these words in context and see what the sentence around them says about them. We're going to use our schema, and we're going to talk about those tomorrow. But for now, I just wanted you to give them a go by yourself. Let's give it a go doing some word letters. So at the top, you can see we start with the word band, and we end with the word band. On the way, though, we're going to break it up into different blends and different word endings that blend together too. So, I want you to take a look through this list, pause the video, and give it a go by yourselves first, sounding out these words. Ready? Go for it. Oh, kind of made a mess of my board. But what I want to do is just illustrate some different blends that you can see. So in these first 4 words, you can see at the end of the word, it has nd, nd. You try. Nd, nd, like b, a, nd. At the start of the 6 words, 7, 6, it says st, st. You try. St, 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 st. At the start of this one word, it says sl, sl, like sleep or slink. Does it say slink? Yeah. At the start of this one word, it just has bl, bl, like blue or bloom. At the end of these words, we have ng, which is an interesting sound to make. I think it's one of the most interesting sounds. Ng, Over here we have nk, nk, and nd, nd. The setting of the story is really important, isn't it? All about a little town. But remember, you can talk about more than just the setting by saying town. That's not the only answer. You can be really specific with it. So I want you to pause the video and think, what could I say that would describe all the different things in this story that show the setting? Don't just say the name of the place, but you could also say the day, the time, the season, when you think it is. I want to show you some pictures from the story to help you to work out the setting. What do you think it could be? Does that look like your town? Is that Minneapolis? Oh, now we're in a slightly different setting, but still within the town. Okay, now we're back at home. Give it a go. Think about where specifically you think the setting could be. Use this to help you. When and where. Be really specific. You might have come up with something like this. Maybe it's Saturday. What are the clues that I get that it's Saturday? Well, I'm thinking there are a lot of people out at the market, more than usual, and there's sort of a celebration going on. So that's a clue that I get that it's probably Saturday. It looks like summertime because people are warm and wearing warm clothes. I think it's a long time ago, but I'll talk about that another day. Here, for where it is, I put in a store at one point, in a bus at one point, the market, the town, and a house. But the main place that I think it was, I'm going to say, is the town. And then from there, I can start to give more details about where I think it was. Down here, I've used my schema to think, this looks like it could be New Orleans. Now, you wouldn't be able to do that, so I'm not expecting you to know that it's New Orleans. Besides, I don't even know. But what I'm doing is I'm inferring and trying. Is it okay to try if we fail and we get it wrong? Yeah, but we should try and use lots of clues to work out where it might be. Okay, now it's time for you to go and read My Vivid Town by yourself. Give it a go. Happy reading!